Afternoon, guys. Well, I have it was going to be an interesting head-to-head. I've had to change that through a bit of a mishap with my vintage down arm in the background. So I wanted to message back or send a message back to somebody that had messaged about the saws that I put on yesterday. The video with the John Stihl 75cc, the Dan Arm 71, and the Stihl 051, just showing kind of that era. And somebody said, you could have included the 045, and on the face of it, that could have been true, but I should have pointed out why I picked those particular engines, which so the 045 is identical era, 1974, so a touch later than the other three saws, but there was a real design change which is perhaps not immediately apparent, and that is on the John Sears, the petrol tank is integral into the crankcase, as is on although the 051 is actually bolted on the side, is actually bolted direct to the crankcase, and in the case of the Dan Arm 71, again, it's moulded into the crankcase, whereas on the later saws, and not that much later either, it was a real design shift. So this particular version, the 045 AV, the tank is actually mounted on separate AV buffer mounts on either side, and so it's a completely different design setup. And although they share the same, so although this one shares exactly the same displacement as the John Sears, 50mm piston, 38mm stroke, and is a great compression. So it's got that amazing, aggressive racing style engine. Although this engine is 50 and 38, if you rev it in comparison to something like the 751, this just sounds that much lazier. So that's the 751, and then come back to the Stihl, and it's strange. This one she almost revs as if she's a shorter stroke engine, but she's not. She's the same. If you're going to run. So exactly the same piston and stroke, but so much more aggressive just a few years later. And what I was going to do today was, in the background is one of my Dan Arm DD8Fs, which, so these are these are gorgeous, again, gorgeous saws in their own right. And I've just acquired a brand new 1/2-inch pitch chain to go with a new or unused 32-inch bar. So I was going to show it because, again, the similarity being, although this is a much earlier saw, late 50s, 50mm piston again, the same, this time with a 50mm stroke, and so 12mm bigger stroke than this, and it would have been interesting back to back. But unfortunately, I've walked out this morning. these handles are wide. I caught the wall and I've broken the side cover, which is slightly frustrating. So that's going to have to wait. But I thought I'd show today. I've just had a brand new Stihl chain arrive for the 045 yesterday, and I've been itching to fit it and try it. So I put the chain on this morning. So I thought I'd show you what a 045 cuts like, hopefully running well, although she was a bit tiny bit missing just then. Okay. Well, simply fantastic. I mean, they are staggeringly good to use. Just effortless power. Just a beautiful, beautiful running engine. Just far more aggressive in the rev range than the John Stihl. Or it sounds like it. The engine note seems a lot more stressed, but just a gorgeous, gorgeous tool to use. So that's the Stihl 045, but that's why that wasn't included in the list of saws yesterday, although it's, you know, exactly the same size footprint wise. I guess interesting as well, running the same size bars, the weight on the Stihl is just a shade over 10 kilos, so this comes in at just about 22.5 pounds running weight, and the John Stihl with the same size bar comes in at 8.8 kilos, so it's about, how much is that? Nearly 4 pounds lighter on the John Stihl, and that's just the weight and build of this professional logging saw. Okay guys, so there she is. That's the Stihl 045 AV. Again, interestingly, this one is still the points and condenser version. Just like the other saws, all points and condenser. Of course, the later version of this was the version where they included in the electronic ignition on the flywheel. Not my favourite, because that's not quite so robust as I've seen recently. I've seen a couple of failures. So there she is. So this little girl is going up for sale on eBay, and hopefully we'll find a new home out there that somebody that loves it as much as I have. She has a brand new Stihl chain fitted, has had a brand new top AV mount because they're devils for going here, and that's a discontinued part now. Has had a new rubber buffer support at the back where the tank side casing goes on, and correct WSR6F, I think, the Bosch plug, correct plug, new pull cord, and a rebuilt pull cord assembly. So hopefully suitable for you guys out there. So, and she's an old girl, so she's coming up to 40, wow, around 46 years old again. Let me take a couple more discs to show you how she performs. It's a shame, I was going to enjoy showing it back to back with the DD8F, but that'll be for another day. So what are we going through here? This is about 14-inch timber. Absolutely effortless. was a bit loose on the stop button there, so I'm going to double check that. So guys, I hope that is clear. They absolutely annihilate wood. They're spectacular. And what's also interesting then is that this saw, in comparison to the 051 at the same rate, the 51 annihilates this. So they really are sublime tools to use. Guys, thanks for watching. Bye for now.